Hello. So, as you can see, we have a very unprofessional camera setup here. And also, I have a Sonic game open. What is this? He was a Sonic fan all along? Yes, he is. But not really. I have only basically just, started seriously playing Sonic games. I played Sonic 2 a lot, and I played through all of Generations when I was very young, and that's kind of it until I started playing Sonic Adventure, Sonic Adventure 2, Sonic Heroes, all of the classic games. I played through them all, and this is one of them, Sonic Superstars. Normally, you have this open, you're like, oh, it's gonna be a let's play. No, this is gonna be a review of the main game. And what I'm gonna do at the same time is we're gonna play Trip Story. Why am I doing this? I don't know. I just want to talk about this game. I think it's cool. And I want more people to know that it is cool. How many people? A whole two. Whole two. But hey, we run it. So, Sonic Superstars is supposed to be a brand new classic Sonic game. And it succeeds in that. It's pretty good at being a new classic Sonic game. It's in a 2.5D art style, as you can see. Or, I don't know, maybe you can't see. Again, very unprofessional camera setup. Also, we are playing the Nintendo Switch version, so, if you can notice that. This is also playing on a pretty old TV, if you can also notice that. If you think I'm playing the inferior version, you're right. I agree with you. But this is the one that I bought it on because I think I don't think. I personally like playing smaller 2D games in portable fashion. And also I like playing games in portable fashion. And the Nintendo Switch is the easiest way to do that. Easiest and cheapest. So, Sonic Origins plays exactly like the original classic games. Or, rather, it's very, very close. I don't think it's perfect, and you can kinda tell. I think the characters have a speed cap of sorts. But it's pretty much there. I played through the entire game as Sonic, got all the Chaos Emeralds. It was pretty fun. So I'm gonna head into Sky Temple now, and my thoughts may get interspersed with sudden thoughts about the gameplay. So, fair warning, this is not scripted, this is not anything. This is just off-the-dome thoughts. And I think, or rather, I would like more of that in my life. So, hey. So, in my opinion, the natural evolution of these 2D classic Sonic art style would ideally be hand-drawn animation. Would that be incredibly expensive? Yes. Would that even happen? As you can see, I'm great at classic Sonic. Would that even happen? Probably not. Oh, I thought I could probably go up there. It's okay though. However, the 2.5D, it looks nice. It looks good. I have no actual issues with it being 2D. Look at that, I've already died. That's what happens when my focus goes away. It's just, I wish it looked more like the cutscenes in Sonic Origins or this game. Alas, we are not in that world, and that's okay. Because what we have, pretty cool. So this is also the first original, like fully original Sonic game since, can we say, oh wow, I've already messed up again, same place. Is it Lost World? I haven't played a lot of the 2010s games yet. We're getting there. But Lost World uses Green Hill's aesthetic. I'm gonna say it's the last original 2D Sonic game since Sonic Colors. Yes. I'm sure that's not gonna upset people. And that game was made in 2010. Bet you feel real old right now, because I sure do. Sonic Colors was one of the first Sonic games I ever owned. I also never beat it. Trust me, I did try. However, I was a very small child and did not understand how level progression worked. I kind of just got stuck in one area and never got out of it. Oh. A bunch of you screamed at me to jump over these guys. And I agree with you. Yeah, that's the extent of it. Where was I? Right, Colors was like the last original 2D Sonic game. Or original Sonic game in general. With this being the first like original Sonic game in forever. And for being the first original 2D Sonic game in forever and the first original Sonic game in forever, it's pretty good. I like all of the aesthetic choices. Bridge Island, it's Green Hill, but blue. And it's got, these cool little loops. And one of my personal favorite things in side-scrollers, it's foreground and background elements. You can see some of it right there. I love it when they use foreground and background elements. Call me a 3DS junkie, but like, man, this stuff gets me, I swear. Look at this. Look at this. This is awesome. It has, we're talking about Bridge Island, not Sky Temple right now. It's very vertical for a first stage, in all honesty. I normally expect them to be like Green Hill Zone, Emerald Hill. Emerald Hill I've played a lot. Very vertical stage. But not this one, no. Bridge Island, very horizontal. We gotta wait for me to stop sucking at the video game. Oh no. Oh no. Alright, let's go nice and slow. Can you come into the foreground, please, so I can hurt you? Please, please. The music. Oh, the music in Bridge Island. I swear, I can jam out to that for hours. And I have, actually. I'm the kind of person that tends to just kind of listen to music over and over and over again. And not get tired of it. And use it kind of more like white noise. If I can listen to something over and over again, it becomes more like a sort of comfort track to kind of just put on at any time. One of my favorite comfort tracks is Beneath the Mask Rain Instrumental. We're doing great here, guys. This fantastic Sonic gameplay. Okay. Oh no. Oh, wait. I thought I was dead for sure. Alright. So And I can listen to Beneath the Mask Rain instrumental. This is from Persona 5, by the way, in case you don't know it. You probably have heard it. I feel like a lot of people use it in like videos and such. Oh, it's programmed to go that way. Then where am I going with this? Ah, death, I see. T-Loops does a fantastic job with Jun Sonoi's composition, and it makes it really easy for me to just vibe the whole time. I'm talking about Bridge Island Zone, not Beneath the Mask anymore. But it's one of those tracks where if I put it on for long enough, it becomes white noise in a good way. In that I just listen to it, and it just goes. And I just keep jamming out forever. Bridge Island Act 2, I love the sunset aesthetic. Honestly, sunset aesthetics in Sonic games, perfection in my book. Darn. I love the aesthetic of Sunset Heights, especially in Shadow Generations. I love the way Green Hill looks in Sonic Frontiers sometimes. Sure. And sunset aesthetics really get me. The boss for that zone. So Act 1, not really a boss, more like a run away from the giant scary thing. And that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I like that. I like that a lot. The boss is where the issues come in, and everyone has this issue. If you are not playing multiplayer, you are not gonna like the bosses. It's a fact. It's a proven fact. You're not gonna like them. It's unfortunate, but it's just the plain truth. So, bosses in this game have certain amounts of like invulnerability frames, or rather, you can't hit them until the game says you can. Which is the exact opposite as to how they design them in the classic games, which is they are vulnerable at every opportunity, which, if you know their pattern, makes them a joke. But that's the fun in it, is that you're speed running through these, you know, like possibly tough, or possibly normally tough fights. Oh my god. that's okay. Trip Story is supposed to be harder. I think these enemies are new and have been placed here specifically for Trip Story. Same with that thing. Okay. But essentially, it'll go through like a bunch of phases, and you have to wait for it to do the thing that allows you to hit it. That's most bosses in this game, and I'm not a fan. I don't think it works for classic Sonic. I honestly don't think it really works for Sonic in general, and there I go again. It doesn't really fit, especially when it's a game about moving. When you're not moving and it's a waiting game, suddenly everything becomes more like a hassle. I think nothing fits this bill more than like Iblis Phase 2 from Sonic 06. Yep, here we go. Iblis Phase 2. Interesting boss fights, sure. Also, for most of the boss, you're sitting there waiting for it to do something. Oh, here's an example. Here's an example of a really bad boss fight in this game. Not because it's poorly designed, but rather it just takes 5 years. Oh, they added so many more bullet hell elements. That's great. in the Bridge Island Zone Act 2 boss, it's a bit similar to a normal classic boss, but like it's like barely there, man. Okay. I'm very confused as to why it wasn't, so you saw it right there where I would try and hit it, and then it just wouldn't register it as a hit, and that's because you have to wait for them to be vulnerable, and that's the case with that boss. Plus, Bridge Island Act 2 has a second phase in the first major boss fight. And that's not great for your Sonic game. Oh, there I go. I've never said that I've been good at this. Again, you're gonna be seeing some peak Sonic gameplay. Yeah, I don't think that I'm not the biggest fan of the bosses, but I do like one boss, and I'll get to it later. Because it's later. But after Bridge Island, oh, yeah, I'm gonna die. I'm just gonna super die. Let's go. After Bridge Island is Speed Jungle. Speed Jungle introduces the character acts, which are really cool. It allows you to play as a different character than the one you're currently playing as. Up, and see. I was only allowed to hit him 3 times there. Even though in more often than not, I would have probably been able to hit him like 15 times if I was better at the game. In the original version of this boss, I was able to do that. Where I'd like, you see like that? I could hit him a bunch of times, but it wouldn't do anything because this game has like hard locks on like how many times you can hit him. And like I said, not a big fan of that. Little trip. Speed Jungle has the Axe Sonic, and we'll get to that, but like first the actual aesthetic of Speed Jungle. It's basically a rail grinding stage, and it's really sick. I will always be a proponent of rail grinding in video games. It is awesome no matter what you do with it. Man, I am just killing it, guys. I'm doing great. Yep, Well, hey, this will at least get rid of some of the monotony by talking. So Speed Jungle, it's jungle stage, and it's basically the rail grinding stage. I love rail grinding in video games, regardless of how it's implemented. I think the only thing I've ever really not liked rail grinding in is like early 3D Sonic games. Not because it's bad there, rather because I'm bad at it. It's really scary to be in the air in those games. If you're not used to them, you try Final Chase. Try playing Final Chase, Sonic Adventure 2, Shadows Final Stage. Try playing that for the first time and not crapping yourself, because oh my god, I can't with that stage. It is so scary, especially with those cylinders, man. But here, rail grinding, super fun. I like it. Most of the time they'll have these little like rocket chickens chasing after you, and you have to have quick reflexes to like, jump over them. It's really neat. I've only been able to do that a couple of times because, as you can see, I'm a very good Sonic player. Mm-hmm. Very good. Look at that. Look at that. I could have hit him another time there, but it just wouldn't let me. I love the aesthetic of Speed Jungle. It's jungle. It looks really, really pretty. And it's fast. It's one of the fast stages in this game. Granted, they've learned a lot from Sonic 1, just in general. No. Oh no, that's really bad. Yeah. To make sure that most stages you'll get at least some sense of speed, and the same can be said here. But Speed Jungle is a fast stage, and it really shows. It's really fun to, like, speed through that stage. Even if you have no clue where you're going, it's super fun. The boss of the mini-boss, the Act 1 boss, I'm so great at Sonic games, is this hornet thing, and it again shows the signs that this was made, that the bosses were made with multiplayer in mind, because he takes forever. The way that you're able to hit him is by... Oh, what's he doing again? Oh. Waiting for him to fire his little, like, nose at you, which has a wire attached to it, and you can run up the wire to hit him. And then in phase 2, because there's a second phase in the second mini boss. Oh, yeah, no, I was gonna die. He runs underneath you, and you have to hit him while he's torpedoing underneath you. Or towards you, you have to jump over and then hit him. It's like that. But it's always waiting, so it takes immensely more time than, like, maybe the stage itself if you played it well. And then there's Act Sonic, and I like it, and I also don't like it. Also, the music for Speed Jungle, great. I love all of the music for Speed Jungle. It sounds wonderful. I love Bridge Island, both of Bridge Island's acts, by the way, not just Act 1. Speed Jungle, much the same. Very, very fun music to listen to. Man, I'm just doing so well. I love, like, the actual, like, tropical vibe of Act 1. And then it continues with Act Sonic, and then it goes completely different for Act 2, because it's by a different composer. I don't know their name currently. I have it written down on my unofficial digital album. But they're all great. They're all great tracks. I will touch on how, like, what I think about the music in general a bit later, when I get to probably Press Garden. Because I'm gonna actually say something that might be a bit different to what some people might be thinking. I'm gonna say about the music. Oh. Right. I forgot. Okay, so this is the thing for this one. Ugh. I swear, like, these bosses, they just do too much, I swear. There's a reason why I said it would cut down on the monotony. Oh, it's done. Okay. That was Sky Temple's trip. So Act Sonic, it's more of the same of Act 1 until like 30 seconds in. And then Fang shows up. Fang the Sniper, or Fang the Hunter as he's called in this game, was originally created for Triple Trouble for the Game Gear, I believe. Then he was put into Sonic the Fighters, and then he was never seen again until this game. Also, he made like a small cameo on a wanted poster in Mania. But like he has a prominent role here as like kind of like a hired help for Eggman. To do what? Who knows, man. The story in this game, we'll also touch on it a bit later. But Fang shows up and he puts this laser insta-death wall behind you, and you have to run away. Well, oh, I'm dead. Awesome. Only the best Sonic gameplay here. You have to run away from him while he is being an utter pain in the butt. He's throwing missiles at you, lasers. Ooh, actually very cool. I love it when they like actually utilize Trip's powers in Trip's story. I know that could have probably also been accessed by Knuckles, but like, man. And then eventually you'll be put into these like little courses that you have to like avoid things and stuff like that. And it's not too bad for the first ones. And then you get to the third one and you're like, oh my god, I'm gonna die a horrible, horrible death. Because now you're going vertically. And the laser death beam is below you. It's going slower, sure, but yeah. The pressure is much more on there. Oh, come on. And then there is also the music for poor Fang. So, Fang's theme is one of the tracks composed solely by Jun Senoue, which means it was not only composed by him, but he also like fully did the song. And for those of you who haven't played Sonic 4 or haven't heard the music in this game, get ready for a fun fact. Whenever Jun Senoue tries to do Genesis music nowadays, he does it in a specific way where it's very synthy. It has one percussion instrument, and that's the Sonic 1 snare, and that's it. They're not too appealing. I can see why a lot of people are like put off by them, because some of them, especially in Sonic 4 Episode 1, they're not great. But in all honesty, he does get better in this game. Not for the boss tracks, but for his actual like zone tracks, not bad. But we'll get to there when we get to there. But poor old Fang, man. Yeah, it's like a 15-second loop. It's not fantastic. Oh, that's how they prevent me from. I see, he's like fully electrified, so I can't. Gotcha, okay. I was thinking this might be more of a cakewalk, but then they were like, nah, screw you. Oh, I have to do it again? Oh, that's so rude. But yeah, Fang's boss theme could have used some. It could have used some more time in the oven. Maybe something like literally just like an extra like little bit to the song would have helped. And that interrupts the wonderful axonic music every like 30 seconds. It's unfortunate. It does get worse in Golden Capital Act 2, but we'll get there when we get there. Axonics does not have a boss, and neither do any of the character-specific acts. Rather, they all... Oh, bye, Trip. They all end in the goalpost. For Axonic specifically, you could count the boss being running away from Fang the whole time. Once you clear that, you can move on to Act 2. Oh yeah, technically all of the character-specific acts are optional. I chose to believe that they were not, because they not only add to like the story and what they're trying to do, but they also like tie in to like what each character is doing and like how like they're connecting with the other things in this world that they're kind of building here. So I always played all of them. And I played through every act except for Act Fruit. Any Act Fruits I kind of just skipped. I didn't really see the point in playing them because they're like bonus stages for collecting medals. Something that I wasn't going to use because I'm not going to play battle mode. I did create a little Metal Sonic. He's not great. He's got Bear Head, Amy body, and that's kind of, and Knuckles arms, and that's it. Very, very creative, I know. Oh, okay, that's cool, brother. Yeah, Oh, that was my opportunity to schmack him. That's okay. Alright, he's gone. Where was I? I think I was talking about character-specific acts. I don't remember if I finished my thoughts on them. I'm gonna say that I did. We're gonna move on to Act 2. Act 2 brings up another problem of the game in that the camera, you may have noticed, is a little too close. Just a little bit. If the camera was as far away as it is for multiplayer or the background portions, I think it would be fantastic. But it's just a wee too close. About as like, it's not as bad as like the Sonic Advance games, but ooh, did my game crash? It's struggling. Nope, it made it. Okay, let's go. Oh, I love the vibe of Pinball Carnival Act 2. It reminds me of Cryptic Castle from Shadow the Hedgehog. In a very good way. Back to Speed Jungle. And now it wouldn't be too much of a problem. As you can see, I'm playing the game just fine with the screen crunch. The problem comes in the dark segments of Speed Jungle Act 2. So occasionally you'll end up in like a kind of a cave area, and they'll give you a little butterfly for light, and that's it. and you have to make it through this winding maze with just this butterfly as your light source. And maybe I can actually visualize this. Your range of vision is about like that much with your light, and it's not great. I didn't have too much of a problem with it. I just kind of sped through and it worked. But it's not particularly wonderful to play with, especially if you're trying to like hunt for secrets like the giant rings, which I'll also get to later. I like the concept, it's just in execution with the flaws that are already present, it becomes much more of a hassle rather than, oh, this is a neat new gimmick. The boss for Speed Jungle. I don't know how they were thinking people were gonna figure it out. So, the boss for Speed Jungle Act 2, the second boss in the game, the second major boss in the game, is invulnerable to your attacks. Like, at all. Like, you personally cannot attack it at all. I personally don't see that as a good thing. How you hit him is two ways. You can basically make him hit himself with his little arm, and in phase 2, you can hit his blue missiles back at him. If you ever played Sonic Mania, do you remember the Studiopolis Zone Act 1 boss? Similar to that, with the blue missiles. Or rather, basically the exact same with the blue missiles. But you have to aim them at him. They don't just automatically go there. And you cannot hit him at all. I recently played through that boss during Trip Story, and I had Super Trip. I was using Super Trip, or whatever she's called. Whoever was like, this is a great idea, guys. I don't think they need to be fired. I just think they need to be taught how Sonic games are cool. And that's not because you wait around all the time. It's because you're basically constantly moving. Wow, that's a lot of enemies. And you can always hurt things because you are a spinning spike ball. Oh, this boss too. Great. So the fact that you cannot hurt them at all as Super Trip or Super Sonic or whatever you're using is just kind of crappy, you know? I don't think that's right. Now, granted, my enjoyment hasn't really been dampered by any of these. I still love the main gameplay loop of this game. It is super fun to just play the video game. Like, yeah, there's kind of a lot of extra garbage. But, like, the core gameplay, the core classic Sonic gameplay, it's here and is good. Oh, come on. Oh, that's so screwed up. Nah, get out of here. Stop that. Then we get to, oh yeah, the place where I started this video, Sky Temple. Good zone all around. Love the music there too. You saw me struggling a bit, but that's because I'm not fully focused on the game, as you can tell. Wow. So much garbage. Oh, come on. No. Stop it. I do like that you can break that phase with just trips double jump. Oh, come on! Oh, are you almost done? No. No, why would you be? Up. There we go. Ugh. Sky Temple. You could probably guess my thoughts on the boss just by how much I talked about it. I hate how much you have to wait in that boss. Also, it is one of the few zones in this game that has only one fairly large act. And honestly, I think that's really cool to kind of balance out the zones with 3 acts, with the character-specific acts. You have some that are 1 act, and I really like that. I think it's neat. Pinball Carnival. Well, I think we'll move on from Sky Temple because I basically said all I wanted to say about it. It's got the breakout, and I really like that. And then there's the wind gusts, which are a bit confusing for me personally, but I mean, I like all of the concepts presented. Pinball Carnival. So first act, nothing special. It is literally just a pinball. It's a pinball stage in a Sonic game. Who could have guessed? Everyone. It is one of the most basic of basic zones. Like, if you thought Bridge Island Zone was derivative, like, Pinball Carnival Act 1. Who could have seen it coming? Pinball stage in a Sonic game. We'll go over Act 1's boss really quick. I think, did I talk about it? What was it? Oh, right, it's the clown. It's one of those waiting bosses again. I do like how you control the pace of the boss for the most part. At the very least, you have some control over when you get to hit them. But in the end, you still have to wait to be able to hit the thing, which, again, don't really like in my Sonic game, but it's better than nothing. And then Pinball Carnival Act 2. I like it when Sonic stages are a little spooky. I think it's cool. I love Cryptic Castle's vibes in Shadow the Hedgehog. Pumpkin Hills got great vibes. I love the castle levels in, I think it's like, I don't remember what it's called. It's the two, they make up like the Haunted Castle zone in Sonic Heroes. Those 2 stages also really good. I love the vibe that they go for. And Pinball Carnival Act 2 channels that so well, especially with the music. The music just hits the right spot of like, it's spooky time. Yes, sir. Pinball Carnival Act 2's boss, on the other hand, he literally just did it. Oh, yeah, another waiting game, you do not get to control the pace of it, and because of how the spinny things work, if you're not, like, adept with them, you're probably gonna struggle on it, and that's not what you want. Anyway, Lagoon City, the one that we're on right now. Cool stuff, eh? Oh, darn it. Lagoon City, I love the aesthetic. I really like it. You could argue that it's like derivative of Hydrocity, if you think that it's spelled Hydro City. I bet you guys say Tennessee. I bet you guys say Tennessee, and y'all also say yeah, y'all say Tennessee like some weirdos. But I really like the aesthetic of the stage. It kind of reminds me of like SpongeBob, which is a good thing. You can see the boss right now. It's meh. You have a feeling of control in this boss fight. It's not fully there, but like he becomes vulnerable fairly often, which is more than you could say for most bosses in this game. I really like the music in this zone as well. While we are here, let's talk about the normal boss music, the Act 1 boss music. One of Jun's better boss works in this game. It's a fairly simple tune, very basic, but it gets the job done. It's nice to listen to for an extended period of time. The Act 2 bosses, on the other hand, yeah, nah, that is literally just like, what, 15-second loop? It's nothing, man. I wish it had more. And I mean, like, this one's not much better. It's like a 30-second loop, but it at least has stuff going on in it. This would theoretically be Act Amy, and we'll talk about that instead. So Act Amy, I really like it, because it establishes that Amy and Trip know each other. Really cool and really cute. It has a whole thing where Amy goes through this fruit-filled stage. She goes through a bunch of fruit, and then she comes across poor little Trip, who I believe got like knocked, just like she's being clumsy again. Fang berated her. She's sad and lonely. And then Amy shows up and she's like, "Girl, what's going on?" And like she can't like move, and she doesn't know where she is, so Amy just helps her. She's just a good friend, good person. Which goes to show off Amy's, you know, actual character. That's not just loving Sonic, it's like she's a caregiver. She likes helping people, which is also kind of just like Sonic, but it's different. It's slightly different in that way. She's a caregiver. She's not like, okay, I've saved you, now I'm out of here, because there's more people to save. It's like, no, I'm gonna give you the full attention that you need right now. We need, I'll help you right now, and we, you know? Oh my gosh. Freaking egg robos in this game, man. It's such a super sweet interaction. The only problem with it is that it does hinder your Amy gameplay. It gets rid of her double jump, and you don't get to spin dash or spin at all, really. You can barely, I don't think you can even use your hammer. It's kind of sad. However, because plot, it works. And then when, at the end of the stage, you give her a little apple, and it's super sweet and super nice. I like it when like super sweet, cute things just happen. No real reason to, they just do, and it's great. This is one of the drawbacks of the stage, is that it's more of a puzzle stage. You gotta push these things, and like it kind of slows it down. But like, I'm someone who likes Marble Zone in Sonic 1, which is something not a lot of people say. So I think it's fine. I have no real problem with it. It's only in this one stage anyway. This is where you would find Trip in the normal game. Oh no. I'm not good enough at the game for this. Never mind, actually a god gamer. Hold up. As you can see, like look at all the gimmicks in Lagoon City. It's super fun. I am running close to an hour, so I might make this like a small little series where I'll like come back to it. I'll start on like a far off zone and then cover all the way up to the current zone. So I don't know, maybe we'll finish Lagoon City. Nah, we'll see. I mean, might as well. It'll probably only be like 2 parts, unless I'm bad and don't do Egg Fortune. Oh, but then I'd have to do the final boss of Trip's story. Nah, we'll save that for another time. Yeah, oof. Oh boy. Remind me that I need to cover, like the actual, like, full idea of the soundtrack of this game, and then the final boss, before I like cover the Fang boss. Or rather, I might just like record that and just have it be like a first reaction. Like, I wish I could have recorded me playing the Frontiers DLC for the first time, cause like, oh man, rage-inducing, I swear. And I've heard not many good things about the Fang one, so we'll see. This is, I think, the only forced water level segment in this game. And it's not bad. Nothing's worse than Labyrinth Zone. And Scrap Brain Egg 3. They figured out water levels in Sonic 2. Like, it didn't last long. Labyrinth Zone is like the pinnacle of bad water Sonic, and that's like kinda it. Or I guess 2D water Sonic. Because it's fine everywhere else. Including here. I really like this zone. And the underwater vibe gives off more of like that intended vibe that they want to give off, which is like this underwater city that's like just been discovered. It's really neat. It's got the SpongeBob vibes. Like I said, it's neat. I like it. Oh, ow. Hello, water striders. Forgot that crab meat were here. I can just... No, I can't. Wait. Hold up. Oh! Oh! Oh, but then I can use Vine. Aha! Tricking the system. Let's talk about the emerald powers for a second, because these are really cool. I love the idea that each Chaos Emerald can give you a brand new power. Like, that's like, why wasn't that in Sonic games since day one? Like, yeah, Supersonic's awesome, but like, brand new, like, powers based on, like, what emerald you have equipped at the time? Like, come on, guys. That was like money waiting to be made. The offensive ones, like offensive, the Avatar. Oh, Lagoon City's boss is this one. Okay. I don't like this boss either. I don't like a lot of the bosses in this game. Yeah, poor Jun. He tried. He really did. Unfortunately, just not very good. I get the idea was to make this like a hard mode, but like... Yeah, again, it's a lot of waiting. And if you can't reach your destination, you gotta wait for these drills to show up. I also really like Sonic's homing attack. I think that's done very well. And then burst. It is just burst. I think, is it called burst? No, it's called bullet. But it's the burst wisp. Like, you ain't fooling no one. I mean, can I hit him? Yes, I can. Ow. Dislike heavily. Ugh. Hey, can you fire your drills, like, anywhere else? Oh my god. Ugh. Oh, is that it? Oh, thank God. Yeah, those are my favorites. Vision's helpful. The super transformations are great. I like Vine, too. I like it, how it, like, shoots you up. The water one, literally just making water levels, like, playable, which is like just Lagoon City Act 2, makes it worthwhile. Like, why didn't we do this sooner, guys? Come on. I guess that'll wrap up part 1 of my thoughts on Sonic Superstars while playing it at the same time and losing focus half the time. There'll probably be 3 parts to this, I guess? One for the first 5, one for the next 5, and then one final one for Egg Fortress in its entirety, and then also Last Story. You get to see my reaction to that for the first time. Then we'll talk about the story once we get to Last Story. If you enjoyed my ramblings, cool. Awesome. Thank you for sticking around for an hour. Yeah, I think that's gonna about do it. I'll see y'all next time.